Right. Post the link. Hello, Senior Bob. Long enough stream to announce my sub-anniversary. Yeah, I'm seeing 2 months here. Thank you very much, Senior Bob. First. Alright, and we're live. Thank you everyone for your patience, for waiting while I get my knee roboted. I got a brace for it. Oh, I was looking at this other bird tweet. This was cool too. Don't know too much about it. I'm gonna take a picture later so I can show it off. It just seems like a regular brace you would get, but with arms and metal and kind of hardcore, kind of badass. I feel cool wearing it. Hopefully it'll help with the bustedness of my knee. I fell snowboarding a few weeks ago and it still hurts. So I'm looking forward to not doing that anymore and being able to use it like a normal human. I think that's what the brace is for. Just to make sure that everything stays in place as it's getting better. Everything knits back together. Because I guess it's a ligament that can heal. Given enough time. It's not one of those ones you have to get surgery for. So I'm extremely lucky for not having to do that. Yeah, you're a cat. Oh man. What are we even doing? Making some games. Checking out Game Biologist tweets. There's the Porcudice one. There's actually the suggestion for game ideas, but also there's this cool bird. It has a heavily vascularized area of bare skin that develops to aid thermoregulation during incubation and brooding. I'm gonna post this in the chat because some cool stuff there. It made me think of not entirely related, but things in pouches. Game is to put a bunch of stuff in a pouch, like a marsupial pouch. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the bird is not a marsupial, so obviously, and it's not putting animals in its pouches, but brains are weird kinds of things that you come up with. Senior Bob says, eventually the brace will merge into your knee. Well, I'm not supposed to sleep in it. I'm supposed to take it off every now and then. But yeah, I will just be more and more robot. This is my future. Got my eyes lasered. That was my first robot thing. I had braces for a while. Body modification. It's the future. Alright, here's the interesting tweet about this weird looking bird thingy. And yeah, you can see over here on our fancy document, we have all sorts of fun inspirations and ideas. Lords or Lorecraft. That was yours, Senior Bob's, from a couple days ago. What does that make me think of? Lords or Lorecraft. Aristocracy versus bards. Or your actual deeds as a lord versus the stories that people make up about you. Yeah, so we're just gonna hop into brainstorming over here. So what if it was a game? Let's see. But you do stuff like build a castle or blow all your lord funds on a fancy vacation. You get bards to write history about you that makes you look good. And maybe other players are trying to get bards to write stories about you that make you look bad. I like this with a poetry storytelling element where you get to make up short poems during the game. So your opponent feels like maybe there should be an element of the truth, question mark. So for example, say that you're a lord wielding a castle and one of your opponents has a bard make up a song about you. Lord Lisbeth, I'm thinking like just a rhyming stanza or a limerick, perhaps. Makes me think of the Disney Robin Hood movie. And the funny songs they made about Prince John. Question mark. Great, now I can think about poetry. I want the second line to be wasted her fortune on rocks. Because the thing about a castle, you know, how do you spin this to make it be funny? Lord Elizabeth, destroyer of socks, wasted her fortune on rocks. Right? It's great. And the making up of poems could be an optional thing. The poetry mechanic. I don't know if that's a real mechanic. Yeah, there we go. There we got it. Lords and Lorecraft. Well, Senior Bob says, why aren't there any marsupial birds? That's a really good question, Senior Bob. That's what I want to know. If Game Biologist was here, we would have some actual person with understanding about stuff who would be able to tell us things. But it's just us, so I'm gonna have to say, I don't know, maybe because they could put the eggs in their pouch, right? And keep them nice and warm. Oh, Lords of Lorecraft. Well, I could see it going either way. Lords or Lorecraft. Lords of Lorecraft. That's a very different game. But this is great. This is one idea for a game. Lords of Lorecraft. Thanks for the clarification. That's going to be a very different sort of a game. Supposed to be a spoof of World of Warcraft. Ooh. Okay, okay. I like where World of Warcraft. I like where this is going because it doesn't have to be about war, right? Lords of Lorecraft. So instead of just being about shooting things and fighting things, just murdering everything, it's about telling stories. If it was a proxy, like a pure translation. Like, what would World of Warcraft look like if it was all about writing stories, telling stories, gathering snippets of stories collecting stories, swapping stories, gathering story fragments, battling with words, just rolling some stuff off the top of my head. First things that come to mind. And then throw all those away. In the 10th or so idea, I might start to come up with something. Oh my gosh. I love Game Biologist comes in here at just the right moment. This is so perfect. Platypuses are what happens when a bird and a mammal make sweet, sweet nookie. Right, platypuses are kind of like marsupial birds. There you go. Don't try looking that up in some sort of authoritative biology text. Just take my word for it. I believe you. This is now in my brain as the sweet, sweet truth. This is what I'm going to teach my kids growing up. This is also sat here for about half an hour with no streaming happening. Aw. Figured if I went off and started watching something else, it'd magically start when I was distracted. Worked medium well. Well, thank you very much for joining us today. We can talk about mammal birds, mammal plus bird, memmered. Can I even draw? What does a platypus even look like? I know it's got the bill. I don't know what its tail looks like. Isn't it like a beaver tail? It's got a pouch, right? Perfect. It's got little nose holes. Does it have ears? That's like 70% of a platypus. Perfect. 70% of the time, it works every time. Senior Bob says, in case I never mentioned it, I'm a fan of folklore. Oh yeah, folklore is amazing. I mean, it's a riff off of another thing, and kind of joking around here, but I feel like a game like this could have a very cool vibe to it. Something like campfires as nodes. The place where stories are written, honed, swapped, shared. Like, what if words and story fragments were resources or currency? Flying foxes. What's this? This is... Wait, a flying fox is just a bat. Weird. Huh. Are bats marsupials? Bats aren't marsupials. I don't really know that much about how bats have babies. Cool. Flying foxes. Are all the flapping and food eating of a tropical bird all the cute furriness of a pupper? Side game. X plus Y equals Z. Man, I can't draw. I can draw like a grade school bat. Man, bats are so cool. It's like a hooky thing, and its wings come down like this. It's got its feet. And then it's got a beak. It's not meant to have a beak. Its nose is more like this. I am bat. Hear me roar. Floofy body. Tropical bird. Plus. Mammoth. Equals flying fox. Interesting. Sounds a little bit like Medium, which I haven't gotten a chance to play yet, but I seem to remember the idea is you mention two words and you're trying to find the thing. You're trying to get someone to guess what's exactly between those, or by mentioning two things, make them guess the third thing. All right. So we got bats, we got mammals, we got stories. Could be telling the story, the epic story of evolution of weird creatures. I like my platypus, it's cute. Yeah, thinking about a story-based game where you're walking around. These are fireplaces, by the way. Totally. If I put in some. Yeah, there we go. 100% campfire. Perfect icon. You have little routes between them. Maybe there's some sort of like junctions. If you're unsure about what you're gonna do on a game, just make a map for it and see things you think up. Maybe there's other places you can go to, like a castle. Castle. Convert your stories into money. Castle or a village. So you play as of wandering bards. Bard versus minstrel. Someone explained this to me before. I don't remember off the top of my head. Wandering minstrel. Just trying to make it in the world. I like this idea. I mean, if you're treating just story chunks as a resource that can be managed and traded. Question is, does the thematics of it come through, or is there a way to lean more into the folklore aspect? Telling aspect and make the stories come alive? It's a good question. I'm not sure. Because you usually just have your resource be a token, which is a song fragment or a poem piece. There's a set collection element. I don't think thinking about this is just like a little cardboard token. Should resource, and in that case, like, does it really feel Does it capture the feeling of being storytellers? You know, if it's just a document, a scroll, token, or component that you're using and trading. Token, scroll, and you feel. I like the word roving, like roving bards. I like where my chat has scrolled to now. All I have is also Ebola is the top thing in my chat. Not marsupials. Okay, lots of different sorts of bats have maternal colonies. Nice. Lots of ladies living together in the summer, having babies together. Sounds kind of nice. Sounds cozy. Also Ebola. That was in your Bob's response to that. Bats, cute and death, wrapped up in a furry little package. They're also relatively high-risk rabies vector species. Man. Poor bats. Yeah, because bats are so cute, right? I feel like there's a few animals like that that are highly adorable, but also dangerous. The same sort of thing for diseases, or they're just super mean. Medium. Evolution of weird creatures equals Australia. Oh, you're drawing Don't Starve. Oh, is that... Oh my gosh, you're right. This little map thing, this is how you play Don't Starve, right? You have all your little towns put all over the place. That's funny. Okay, I'll take it. Yeah, totally. It's what I was going for. I'm gonna look up medium board game, because this is a pretty cool one that you should check out if you haven't gotten a chance to yet. Campfire storytelling makes me think of this. Ooh. Cryptids of the United States. Nice. Yeah, spreading rumors. Words and reserve currency. Spreading stories. Spreading rumors. Spreading news, history, oral tradition. Grown over time. Because it all kind of goes together and merges and shapes and unshapes over time. That's, even before the written word, oral tradition. A lot of the stories that we know or have learned about, the farther we go back our history, before there was writing, it was all word stories. Speaking of interesting campfire stories, have you heard of this one? Mr. Burns, a post-electric play? I don't even know what that is. Rather than bards, it focuses play around acting and performance. Cool. Humans carry plenty of diseases. That's fair. Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. That, like, we talk about animals being a vector for this or for that, but we just looked at death from diseases transmitted by humans versus by animals. Yeah, it's probably humans. Humans kill a lot more humans than animals kill. It's an important thing that we should be aware of. Eggs of ostrich uses putting stuff in pouches. Ooh, thank you, Senior Bob, for that reference. I'm gonna have to check that out. But I have so many questions. Ostrich eggs are very large, aren't they? And why would you put their eggs in a pouch? Japan brand. Looks like this game might be from Japan. Ooh. Take your tokens and put them in a little bag. That's fun. I don't know what it is. I just, like, all of a sudden want to have components and put them into a bag. So you have a bag builder that's more about randomization. Or about randomization, almost like a deck builder a lot. Like Quacks of Quedlinburg, War Chest is a little bit like that. There's a bunch of other ones as well. You're putting stuff in a bag, taking stuff out, or you have a resource bag that's used as a resource randomization. This, I just wanted to just stuff a bunch of stuff in a bag as a game, right? As a game. I'd be like, how many things can you fit in a bag? There's also things in bags as a bluffing mechanic, like in Sheriff of Nottingham. How many things can you fit in a bag? I don't know exactly where my mind is going with that. I just have this vision of like stuffing stuff in a sack. Maybe a timed element. Yeah, this is totally unrelated to these other ideas that we're talking about right now. But what if it was like a treasure game? Bunch of face down tiles, maybe different backs to them. You have to flip the tiles over and see if you want them in your bag. Or maybe you take a chance and grab some without looking at them. Maybe you're taking turns, but you're timed, trying to achieve some complex criteria. Basically, just don't want people to scoop all items into their bags. Maybe it's timed, but you can have a max of 8 in your bag or something. Total tangent sidebar of bag builder, but without, you shove everything in your bag and then you just dump it out again. Even if they weren't tokens, but like nice chips or something. Or different types of cubes or fun pieces. I don't know why this is sticking in my brain so much all of a sudden. Just like, I just want to grab things and shove them in a bag. Game about just humans. Wild plants and animals are dangerous and scary. Oh no, is rest of life on Earth. Seriously, dude? Have you ever looked at your track record? Yeah, hail game biologist. That's... You are so right there. I don't think we appreciate how right you are. Orleans. Bird game. Bird. The bird. Oh, well. I'm guessing there's another... I haven't played this before. Is this one where you shove stuff in a bag? Gonna add that to the notes. Put it in the notes. Put it in there. Got eggs of ostrich. Bestest bag ever. Mary Poppins carpet bag of holding. Oh man, yeah, maybe it could be Mary Poppins themed in some. That's a cool idea. You could put anything, like an elephant or a house in your bag. That's fun. This is funny. I don't know. This is silly. Krampus stuffs naughty children into a sack. There you go. Krampus themed. Mary Poppins' bag felt very pocket dimension to store things in. Yeah. Totally agree. Before I knew what a pocket dimension was. Maybe wonder if anyone else could reach in there if they knew the trick. The Banks' kid obviously didn't have the knack. That is, that's a good question. Is this... Because... That's a good question, right? How does magic work in the Mary Poppins universe? Because what is it? Sorcerer versus wizard? Is sorcerer the one where you have the innate ability? There's definitely the magic classes where it's just like you have the magic, you have the power. Harry Potter, right? You got it or you don't. You can't learn this. Whereas I feel like within the span of the Mary Poppins movie, the kids were starting to pick up some magic. And then what's his name kind of had some magic too. I don't know. It was very confusing. Mary Poppins was a Hufflepuff. Mary Poppins versus Krampus. I'm laughing. This is perfect. This is exactly what we talk about when we look for weird combinations and fantastic inspirations. And just letting our minds flow. And all of a sudden you're like, oh my gosh, light bulb moment. This is exactly what I was looking for. What would that even... one puts kids in the sack. Other one tries to rescue kids from the sack. Sorcerers sell their soul to the devil. Okay. Huh. Interesting. So Warlock is selected by a demon, which is a little different. Wizards do book learning. Okay. That makes sense. Wizards versus sorcerers. Innate versus learned. I like to do a little more notes in here because sometimes I look back on the stuff that I've written down and I'm like, what was I even? Magic? Mary Poppins? Harry Potter universe? Alright, cool. What do we got so far? Game idea the first. We had a quick one about making up stories about your deeds. Game idea the second. Wandering bards. You play as the wandering bards. Going from campfire to campfire, where you swap stories. That could be interesting. Just had another thought about the bard idea. Could be NPC bards at campfires that move around with a simple AI, so there are more trading. Would be cool if you could create story memes. Certain things become popular or desired at certain times. Then they're over and no one wants to hear them. Pop ballads. Right? What were the pops? That might be unrelated. It might be a different game. So you're swapping with NPCs and other players, collecting stories in the wilderness, writing your own songs and stories, and turning them in at castles and villages for benefits. Okay. 2 ideas there. I'm going to get to game biologist comment in a second because I want to survey and see what we got so far. Porky dice. Things in pouches. Creatures, bats. Sure. This is game idea the third. 3 ideas so far. 3 main ideas. And then we're talking about some Mary Poppins. Game biologist says, do they have access to the same pocket dimension via each of their separate sacks? Good question. Can you swap things off with someone on the other side of the world, for example, if these network of Mary Poppinses? What criteria did they each use for stuffing or saving? Ooh. Or this is the Mary Poppins versus Krampus, right? The axis. What happens to a kid who gets stuffed in California and pulled out in the UK? Very good question. Is time a factor? Do they get pulled out after they're stuffed in or maybe before? That's so like you can get pulled out before you were stuffed in, like a time travel thing. That's pretty crazy. Let me do the third. All right. Game idea the fourth. Versus Krampus. It's the future. Civilization as we know it has collapsed. Traveling historians repeat an oral history of life, using the only narrative form that people understand in this time, memes. I believe it's pronounced memes. What was the origin of memes? It actually, we've used it recently for internet memes, but I think that the word was coined in the 50s? I'm not going to remember the exact year. But originally it was meant to mean units of information that could be easily virally spread. So something, an idea, right, that was easily packaged and transmitted. Memes of the future. I meme of the future. I do like this idea though, the post-apocalyptic meme foundation. how would they dig up and find these memes? Would they be able to access our technology? You know, something interesting thinking about the future, about what was it that book that I was reading, or the thing we were reading about, that it was a book that had been in publication for 500 or 600 years. Something like I feel like it was something we're talking about with the divination. But even Shakespeare is another example of like a story that's been around for hundreds of years, continuously being reproduced. With the things that we are creating now, we're not making such durable records of them. For now, everything is on the internet, it's easily searchable, right? But what if the internet were to go away? What if, and even like things are stored on the internet, but you know, websites disappear, things get lost, you know, there isn't any great repository of important modern works, is there? It's like, how would people know what the memes were, you know? We'll go back to oral tradition. How much do we really remember now that we rely on machines for stuff? Right? Like, how many memes could you come up with now? Like, wasn't there the banana dancing? There was the squirrel one from back in my day, back when I was a kid. I don't even remember what that was. You know, over time, if you're not working on preserving these memories, they tend to fade. Internet Destroyer, the next WMD. Alright. Phil is going to be starting his D&D in just a little bit, so I have a few minutes left, but I just want to give everyone a heads up. We're going to be wrapping up in just a little bit, so make sure to get down all those last ideas. These are going to be the good ones. This is when the magic happens. This is when the gold appears. Game Eldest says, there's so much internet content that the Library of Congress is capturing. Oh, okay, really? It's crazy and unexpected. I heard a news story recently about them storing some podcasts. Okay, that's pretty cool. You know, something I'm sure, oh my gosh, I'm sure there's a game there, right? Or multiple games. Shoot, man. Library of Congress data storage game. What to keep. What to let slip away. Like, who is the arbiter of the future? Of our future, of the future, of our future selves. About what we remember. How do you spell arbiter? Arbiter. Arbiter of Memories. Sweet. Arbiter of Memes. Memories. No. That might be too much. Arbiter of Memes. Yeah, one of those would be a good show title. Kibata says, could be chaotic fun to just have a deck of cards with a bunch of memes and make people tell stories of them. Oh my gosh, yeah. Like they had an emoji game that came out a year or two ago. go. What was that about? Emoji board game. That's probably a bunch of them. Emoji party family card game. Emoji cards, a party game where charades and emoji. Oh my gosh, there's like 3 or 4 of them. Oh, I'm gonna start hiccuping. Oh jeez. The emoji game. Peanut butter jelly time. Oh my gosh. You knew what I was talking about. Is that the one with the banana? That's probably the one with the banana. I don't even know. I'm not that good at memes. I look them up on the meme, Know Your Meme. I'm one of those old people. Breaking into the Library of Congress to steal memes. Ooh. In the future. In the future. The government has a lockdown on all the memes. We need to steal them and redistribute the meme power to the people. Power to the people. Meme power to the people. I like that game biologist though. A deck of cards with a bunch of memes and make people tell stories with them. Yeah. Can you do non-infringe? Are memes copyrighted? Probably some of them. How can you make it be non-infringing? Just cards inspired by memes. It's interesting. There's a lot to think about there. Could go even broader with it. Thinking about memes as just a unit of transferable, translatable information. Translatable. Is that a word? Translatable. Okay. Fong Odin says, damn, I'm late on the uptake. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, sorry. I usually post my links a little bit earlier, but today we had a cyborg situation that had to be dealt with. So no worries. We are getting ready to wrap up in a little bit here, but I'm here pretty much every Tuesday. I hopefully won't need any more robot parts installed in me in the near future unless I do more bad things to my body, which I'm going to try not to do. In the future, more exercises, stretching, improving my muscles. So hopefully I'll not have to deal with medial ligament tears again because it's not good, not fun. Game Auto says, these folks must have figured out the meme copyright thing. Oh, the what do you meme? Yeah, right. Wow, there's so many meme games. Well, emoji ones. Yeah. I think there's something about them not being copyrighted. Yeah, it's definitely something to look into. Cool. Yeah, sorry it's a little bit of a short stream today, but still super great to be able to hang out with you all. Really appreciate you all coming to check things out. Came up with some great ideas for games. Talked for the amount of time that we had. We covered a lot of different territories, from memes to folklore, marsupials, breaking into the Library of Congress to steal games. 5th idea. There's like five or 6 ideas in there. It's pretty good. I don't even, this could be a bunch of different stuff. I don't even know what that would end up looking like. Arbiter of Memories. No, this is the 6th idea. The 5th idea. You are playing as Library of Congress arbiters. Curating, that's important. Curating memes, curating the internet, I guess, for the future. Future. Cyborg situation. Sounds like a mechanical soap opera. Yeah. Like, or a cool band name. Yeah, I like that. Cyborg situation. Gotta get my cyborg situation under control. Or the weirdest Hallmark Channel Christmas movie ever. Also the awesomest. I don't know about Hallmark. Maybe. Alright, hopefully all these ideas have inspired you. These techniques are great for coming up with your own ideas. Just start writing things down, throwing out words. Talk to yourself or people on the internet. It's a great way to be inspired and come up with all sorts of new ideas. Man, do I have these? I think I have the folder on my website for all the ideas here. I should double check that. Streaming. Okay. Perfect. Yeah, I'm going to post the link to that because I haven't posted that in a little bit. But if you do want to check out any of the stuff, if you're like, what was that thing that we were talking about on the show? It gave me a really good idea. Then you have access to all the information right there. Just want to make it easy. I come up with ideas for the games, come up with way more ideas than I could ever work on. So hopefully this helps inspire you for some things you want to work on as well. So that's part of the goal of the show. Okay. Oh, cyborg stuff is only a few steps away from body horror. You say that Mom has been bionic for years. Yeah, I mean, more and more people, right? You could get a knee or a mechanical heart or eyeball implants. It's. I would say it's the future, but it's here. The future is now. The future is here. All right. It's going to be about it for me for today. Also stream on Thursdays if you want to catch some Magic the Gathering. Phil and I just goofing off and having fun, playing some casual games. Other than that, I'll be back here next Tuesday. Yeah, hope you enjoyed the show, and I will see you all soon.